Dr. Richard Richman from California. Thank you for joining me today for Healing Naturally Inside Out, our Facebook group that you have been there already. And for those that meet you for the first time, Dr. Richard Richman is a quantum holistic chiropractor and an evolutionary biologist. Would you like to add anything else to that short job description? I'm sure it's much, much bigger than that.
Yeah, you can see it on my website, basically. But I started my healing apprenticeship in 1972. I treated my first cancer patient at the University of California, San Francisco. And so I've been going strong ever since and pursued every avenue of healing. And I found that kinesiology, which is muscle testing, was really where the answers lie, is with your body. Your body doesn't lie, basically. So to be able to know how to talk to your body is very, very important. And this is where we're going to become more conscious, is aligning our body and our mind. So that's what I'm all about, is being able to wake up people. And it's evolutionary advent that's going on in this Aquarian age, basically. So that's a little bit about it.
This is a wonderful background for the questions that we have today, because I wanted to ask at the beginning, what is this consciousness of the earth that you preach, right? That you explain so nicely, at least you explain it to me. And it seems to me that we live in a little bit of a dormant world. So we need to wake people up, right? Yes. What is happening now with all of these phenomena that happen with Mother Earth, right, is quite astonishing. All these earthquakes, and tsunamis, and it's like the earth is groaning. So why don't you explain what is this consciousness of the earth? In Argentina, we call it Madre Tierra, which is Mother Earth, and we have a lot of folk songs about it. So I love it. Right. I really love this concept. So could you?
Good. Well, it came about on Mother's Day. That's what brought it to mind. Everybody is celebrating their own mother, but I don't hear much talk about Mother Earth. So this is the big thrust this year for me, is to bring this more conscious. And then next year, there's going to be just a lot more of a theme of Mother's Day is Mother Earth, basically.
Exactly.
And, Mother Earth is very resilient, and it can go through a lot of changes that are not particularly good, and that's what it's going through now. Because we're in a big transition now, and this big transition is called the Aquarian Age. So we've just went through the Piscean Age, and the Piscean Age was all about the dark ages, all the corruptness. So now, why is the Aquarian Age different? And I tell you, the thing that is making the Aquarian Age what it is this energy that's coming in from the cosmos. So we are from the stars, and the cosmological story is not ending at all. It's moving on. And basically what's coming through now is just a ton of cosmic energy. And this is all about timing. God has set this up in a certain way to bring us into a higher state of frequency on Earth. And the reason that's happening is we've got this cosmic energy coming in from these stars that are blowing up. And this is the way God has timed it. And this is the landmark for the Aquarian Age. And basically this cosmic energy is coming in is so much more than ever has been. And people don't know this because it's been kept silent. But the truth of the matter is, we've been dumbed down not to know this, because any intelligent person can see that energy is not going to go anywhere.
you were discussing consciousness of the earth and linking it to Mother's Day and Mother Earth. And I'm thinking we as mothers have an incredible role. I have always instilled in both my girls a love for the earth. You know, we do gardening, we plant flowers, we water our backyard, and we try to conserve water by collecting rainwater. I think that, you know, sometimes you cannot resolve all the problems, but in your micro world environment, you can do something about it if you are conscious.
Right. So I'll pick up where I left.
Yes.
So basically, this cosmic energy that's coming in is very powerful. Cosmic energy is so strong that it can knock out transistors in moving vehicles. And they discovered this and promptly changed all the electronics of moving vehicles back in the 70s, basically. But they didn't tell us about it. They didn't want to, because they didn't want us to be conscious. And they know that once we know this information, all this energy that's coming in, we're going to utilize it. And basically the cosmic energy is coming in, is charging up the earth. Mother Earth is increasing its frequency. And the result of that is that energy is coming through to us. And because we're not educated about energetic medicine, which is what I do, then we have no idea. And people who are getting very anxious, especially the children, are committing suicide.
Yeah, and children and teenagers. It's horrific.
The suicidal tendency has been around much longer than COVID and much longer than the war. So what gives here? Okay. And this is what's happening. So I have put together developed an energetic medicine monitor. So we can monitor these energies, and it only takes about a month. So this energy is being able to monitor energies is like an acupuncturist, a doctor who goes to school for 5 years to learn how to feel acupuncture meridians. Energy is energy. That's just one system that you can monitor. So with that monitor, you need to be educated as well. So because you want to know what you're monitoring. And so I put in the gold standard of monitoring and then being able to appreciate and work with these subtle energies. And I call them the Magnificent Seven. So it's all about the Ayurvedic energetic portion of energetic medicine, of Ayurvedic medicine, which has been around for 5,000 years.
Yes, Ayurvedic, of course.
So the people in power made sure we didn't know about that. They just completely shut it out. They did accept acupuncture, though. So that's a form of energetic medicine that's part of the whole scheme of things. Now we have to pick up the knowledge of the chakras and the aura, and then the Western medicine aspect of energetic medicine would be the quantum physics that was discovered back in the 50s. So the 7 different particular factors of energetic medicine put together with the monitor, joining our mind and body together, will enable us to increase our frequency and be able to align with the Mother Earth. Now, Mother Earth is very insistent that we do that because if we're not conscious, nothing else works. But once we are conscious, everything will fall in place because people will be conscious, and automatically you've got a doorway open to higher wisdom.
Exactly. Also, could you explain why it's so important to be aligned with this energy when it comes to our physiology and to stay healthy and not get diseases? What is the connection between the energetic fields and disease?
Yeah, well, basically, energy is atoms and subatomic particles. So in looking at science, you realize the densest energy in your human body is the bones. Now, next densest would be the connection to the bones would be the tendons and then the muscles. And God has put us together in such a way that a nerve that goes to a muscle goes to the spinal column, and that same nerve at that same level of the vertebral spinal column, that same nerve will go to an organ. They don't teach medical doctors this, and they don't do
No.
it for a reason, because then they can realize, hey, you know, I can test a muscle and monitor organs. So that organ muscle relationship continues. So that's the frequency of the muscle. And then the next frequency higher up would be the organs. The energy that runs through the organs would be the acupuncture system. So that's the next transition from the physical to the energetics of the body. Now, the acupuncture meridians go from head to toe, and they run through the next system, the higher frequency system, and that would be the chakras.
Yes.
So that's the transition there for the next higher frequency. And then the next highest frequency from there is the chakras give off the energy into the aura around us.
And can you explain what acupuncture does then when you have some blockage in energy? Yes. What does it do?
Yes. So acupuncture is between the two energies of the chakras and the organs. Okay? And when there is a illness or an imbalance of one of these chakras, or the organ falls down, can come in either frequency direction, then that will block the acupuncture meridians. And once those are blocked, then you've got a system that needs to be opened up. And you'll see acupuncture meridian doctors hold the pulse on the wrist to monitor the energy, not the physical pulse, but the energetic pulse. And once you're able to form this monitor in your body, which only takes about a month, then you can monitor each one of those pulses and then know the exact point to go to just by asking questions, top or bottom, front or back, and you can whittle it down right to that point, rub that point, and the whole system is open. So it's the acupuncture meridians that were discovered by the Chinese thousands of years ago.
Yes.
Now, how did they do that? How did they know where these points are? They did it with their mind. They went deep, and they could actually see and feel these meridians. You know, hundreds of points on the body, and then make relations.
Now, when you say monitor the energy and by touching your wrist, you need training to detect that. It's not that the lay person, the ordinary person can do this. I can hardly feel my blood pulse right on a vein here. So how do you do it?
So you have to put together the mind and the body. And the way you do that, you have to put in a neuromuscular pathway. And it's very simple, but it does take repetition and consistency of 4 minutes, 4 times a day that you absolutely have to be dedicated to. And basically, to get that neuromuscular pathway, you use a strength of a muscle. And that muscle can be in your finger, as simple as using your fingers. So you train your body by consciously saying, this is 2 seconds, 1, 2 strong, and then totally surrender the strength, 1, 2 weak. And it's just like learning how to play the piano. Before you have something good come out, you have to keep practicing. So 4 minutes, 4 times a day, you're going to push this finger, the index finger, with the middle finger. So the pad of the middle finger is going to go right up against the index finger nail. And when you hold it straight up there, you're dictating with your mind that this index finger is going to be strong. So you count 1, 2, and then you say strong, and then all of a sudden, total release, total surrender, no strength. You dictate that this muscle goes weak, and that's the weakness. So you know, anybody who knows even a little bit of computers, there's 2 numbers. There's a 1
and the 0,
and there's a 0.
Yes,
and here's the 0.
That's
so here's
computing.
The 1, here's the 1, and here's the 0.
Oh my goodness!
We have a biocomputer in us that we just haven't been able to use. God has given us
Yes.
all the tools we need. We just have to put it together. And I'm the messenger, letting people know this is what we do and this is how we do it. So just for 4 minutes, 4 times a day, you say strong and then weak for 2 seconds. And you practice that 4 minutes, 4 times a day. You can take little tiny breaks in between there, but basically strong, weak, and you have to keep the contact between the 2 fingers, 1, 2. And you say strong and you say weak, 2 seconds. And each time you do that, that's going to send a message up your forearm, up your arm, up your neck, into your brain, reinforcing the existence of that neuromuscular pathway, which is going to be your strong, weak pathway. You have to have a pathway dedicated to what's strong and what's weak. And people who don't do that will just have strong, weak all over the place. There won't be a focused, you need a focused pathway. And
I find this so fascinating. Do you do it with both? Do you alternate hands or what hand?
Yeah, just do your dominant hand.
Your dominant hand. Okay.
Yeah.
4 minutes, 4 times a day. Yes.
Yeah, so it adds up to be about 20 minutes a day. You're going to dedicate to you to become fully conscious, and it's not a lot to ask.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Well, I think that this is absolutely amazing. And this brings us from the darkness to being more conscious. And could you tell us a little bit more about the age of enlightenment?
Yes. So like I said, in the beginning, we came out of the Piscean age and now we're in the age of enlightenment. And why is it enlightenment? Because this frequency is coming up from the earth and we have to know what to do with it. If we don't, it's this unknown frequency is making people conscious and they have no place else to turn, but just, oh, I can't tolerate this. I'm going to jump out. I'm going to kill myself. So it's up to us to be able to get this information out there. And on a practical level, what we need is funding to be able to complete my book, which need like what, $5,000 or something, and a platform in which we could have really good, intelligent people that we can depend on to get this information out there in good form with the proper media and graphics and things like that.
You know, Dr. Richman, I have offered my platform, which is my Facebook group, and I use a digital marketing platform that is fantastic. And anybody interested in my group can join. And then we can have a plan how to make this project happen. And there are, each day, there is one more affiliate marketer that joins health and wellness. So those are the people that work as a ripple effect in spreading the good news. So it's up to us to make this happen. And I'm more than happy to be one of them. And we have other naturopathic doctors that also have their tribes and they can pitch in with their supporters, whoever is interested. But this is all healing naturally, right? There are no drugs, there are no chemicals. There is such a beautiful connection with Mother Earth and, you know, the creator of the earth, that I can't believe that we cannot make it happen. And instead, we're resorting to horrific treatments that make us sicker and sicker and more toxic and toxic each day, right?
That is not us. That is the people in power who own these drug companies that want to control us. So what's happening right now is the frequency on Earth is coming up and the dark forces can't handle that frequency. So right now they're pushing and pulling as hard as they can to be able to lower people's frequency. So they know if they can upset you, if they can push your buttons, your frequency, your energy is going to come down, and that will enable them to hook you and take you away to another prison planet after you die. And you don't want that. You want to be able to consciously increase your frequency. And if we have enough people on Earth to do that, then we're going to slide right into heaven on Earth.
Exactly.
There's more than one way to do this. This is my conscious, mechanistic, step-by-step way to know exactly where you are on the step ladder. And we have enough people doing this, enough frequency coming up, and we consciously know it's there, then this increase in frequency is going to pull up, and the earth is going to join us and push us up. But people who don't get this increase in frequency and have the consciousness of it, after they die, they can't get back in because their frequency is not high enough to come back into Earth. So Mother Earth is going to be very picky who she wants here and who she doesn't. And that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line.
And when it comes to adults, you just mentioned the pharmaceutical companies, and we all know many things that happen around COVID-19 and the vaccines and all of that, and all the manipulation of information. I mean, I don't even want to go there, but there is kind of a selection, people who chose one route just died. And many of us that believed, no, this can be treated naturally. There's early treatment. There's a way to boost our immune system, right? Which Dr. Clay Bartley teaches about boosting your immune system naturally. Right. So by spreading this new consciousness, need to be able to beat this system, because the numbers, I believe that there are many more people with common sense than not. So it's a matter of just educating.
Yes, and that's what's great about being on a platform like this. Yes. But after the 2 weeks of this installation, you need to program that neuromuscular pathway. That's the second part. And by being able to program that pathway with things around you, you're going to find things that are absolutely strong. And you're going to see these things, and you're going to acknowledge them with all your senses. So a good example is you're walking down the street, you see a rose, you acknowledge, okay, that's a rose. Yes, that's a red rose. Yes, that's a red rose. Then you can smell the rose, and that's a good smelling rose. Yes, and so you're using that. So just then you're using your ears, you're using your eyes, you're using your nose, and now you can even eat the rose. Yes. This is what a rose tastes like, right? So every sense has got to be verified. Just like when you know that there's something not strong, absolutely not strong, just absolute strong or absolute weak, you acknowledge that. So we all go through those kind of things on the opposite end at the same time, equivalent to 4 minutes 4 times a day for 2 weeks. And that way your body, your actual physical body knows everything your mind knows. So if you just joined your mind and your body, and that's the secret, is to be able to join your mind and body. Now your body knows what your mind knows, and now you get to ask things you don't know, because your body knows everything. You just have to link up that mind-body connection. So you can literally take your hand, point all your fingers together, point into an organ, and scan that organ if it's strong or weak. Now, the bottom line always is this God's highest truth? Because like you say, there are a bunch of energies out here that you don't want. And once you have that connection to God's highest truth, that's all you need, right? There is no guesswork anymore. You cut right to the chase, right to the point. And that's simplistically how we need to do it.
Okay, so that sounds wonderful. And I believe that this will open up maybe the road for other interviews, because, you can, I believe so much in energy medicine that this window connects to my deck, and I go every morning at sunrise, and I do my sun salutation, and, bare feet, touching the grass. And I believe that is such an incredible connection with the creator of the universe and the energy on Earth. However, I need to do a number of other things in order to stay healthy. I need to eat right. I need to exercise, all the pillars, but we will cover some of those other aspects in other.
Now, once you learn how to feel energy, you can feel the energy of all these things. You can go out to nature and pick out the strongest tree and go up and hug that tree or lean up against that tree and actually talk to that tree. And you invite those nature spirits with you and they join you in your daily routine. And life becomes magical. And the reason you want to do this is every weak thing in your body, like thoughts, you want to flip them. Yes. So Earth is going to be very picky on who she wants here. And she only wants the best of the best because you've got to be able to communicate with the Earth. To be able to communicate with the Earth, you've got to create a monitor. And that monitor is based on the subtle Vedic energies that we have been deprived of. So that's it in the nutshell. Now we have to figure out how to make that monitor. It takes about 2 weeks to install a neuromuscular pathway, and then it takes 2 weeks to program that neuromuscular pathway. And once we have that accomplished in 1 month, if you're really focused, then you will be able to feel energetically through your muscle strength, every organ, every muscle, every joint, every chakra, the aura around you, your angels, nature, what foods to eat, you can feel all the energy. It just opened up. God has given us all the tools we need. We just have to engage it. And I have found the way to do that.
That is so people need to really contact you. The other question that I have, because some of us need structure in order to do this. We cannot, maybe we don't have the necessary discipline to do it on our own. And here in Oconomowoc, the town that I live in, Lake Country, Wisconsin, which is a beautiful town, I discovered a chiropractor that has a business that is called Essence Family Chiropractic. And what she does is she partnered with a practitioner and she does biofeedback. So she does some of the, the manipulation to align, your spine, work on your skeleton, right? Skeletal structure. And then the other practitioner does the biofeedback and also the food recommendations, the nutritional part, the supplements. So our bodies are such incredible computers, like you were trying to explain with the zeros and the ones, and we are so ignorant that we kind of mess it up, right?
We're backward programmed for thousands of years. To get out of that backward program is going to take a real concerted effort every day.
Yes, but it seems to me that the Chinese were so much wiser. People in India, the Eastern cultures seem to me that they get it, and they have got it for years without end. And what are we doing in the Western civilization that we know so little and we do much less? And guess what? This is the country that has more destruction from the weather, natural disasters than any other nation in the world.
Yes.
Because we don't get it, I believe.
It's all manipulation. They know how to manipulate the weather. They know what states they want to focus on to be able to vote the way they want the vote to go to get the dark fields people into politics. And all of that is turning around now.
Yes. And it's going to come out very, very soon. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. I'm so happy to have such wonderful professionals in our group, Dr. Richman, and you are one of those doctors. So I hope that people watching this video would like to contact you. Do you treat in your office in California, or do you also treat online?
I do online as well. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to include the contact information in the comment section of this video so people can contact you, and we will raise funds. We can do that over Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't know if they will support us very much, but you can do it over Facebook, a fundraiser, for books and to spread the word on this natural way to have harmony. Because if you think about a harmonious world, you have to definitely include energy medicine, right?
Yeah. And it's been very much buried, but now that the pharmaceutical companies have really overreached with this COVID thing and just shot themselves in the foot. So now everybody can pretty much see, hey, this is not the way to go. And that's basically what some people let happen. They had to let the whole system totally destruct itself to be able to wake up to say, okay, now this is what we do not want. But my main emphasis is that we have the potential of full conscious awareness, and we can all be our own doctors. We can monitor everything.
Well, I think that you will need to develop an online course with me where module 1, you teach this, and module 2, 3, 4, step by step teaching people, because this is not known. I have to tell you, I've been in health and wellness since 1998, and I'm aware of energy medicine, and I have had, acupuncture when I had some pain. So I do practice this medicine, but but people in general don't know about it. So it's our mission to start waking them up and getting them out of the darkness into the light. Okay?
Yes.
Very good. Well, Dr. Richman, do you want to say something to close this interview? What would you like to add?
So it's important to be able to learn these subtle energies, these Vedic energies. The most important tool right now to develop is to be able to form and visualize that neuromuscular pathway. And it's just as simple as binary system. This is strong 1, 2. This is weak 1, 2. 4 minutes, 4 times a day. If you could get that accomplished in 2 weeks, we'll meet again and give you the next step, because you'll have neuromuscular pathway in place.
It's so simple. I just love it. This kind of medicine, because anybody can do it. In the same way that Dr. Richard Fox, he was teaching how to connect with the Holy Spirit, for mental health, and what autopathy does, the magic of the water, putting the water in tubes, and then drinking it. Well, it's so fascinating, because from different angles, we can heal our body. And here I am, I turned 60 years old and I feel like 30. And that's why, because I do natural medicine.
Exactly.
Good. If not, I don't know where I would be, because believe me, life has been tough for me and my family since 2020. It has been very tough, but you need to really reconnect with your creator every single morning. I have an apple tree here in front of me, and I look at it and I say, oh, Lord, thank you for having all this green in my backyard, and the little things, and then all your pain goes away, right?
Yeah, increasing your frequency will not let the disharmonious energies in the world affect you. It's that simple.
Yes,
it's increasing your frequency.
My goodness.
Mother Earth is doing, and that's who we need to follow and connect with.
And we need to do it because it causes pain in me to see that so many people are succumbing. They just cannot do it. They cannot have their businesses. They cannot have their minds in peace because they're being bombarded. We go out of the pandemic into a war with Ukraine. So everything is getting out of control. So we better create our microclimate around us in order to survive, and not just survive, but thrive. We can thrive. But we will build this community, okay? Well, we pray, we send our prayers, especially to all the people suffering there. And we want to be a good force in the world. And I'm so excited that our interviews are always so positive and so full of life. My company is called E-Learning for Life. So I only interview people that infuse life into us. The rest, I'm not interested in giving the microphone at all. For that, you can turn on the TV. Okay. Yeah. You can go to mainstream media to get all the negativity. But here, we give the microphone only to medical doctors like you, and others that we have. So thank you for being with me today.
By the way, my middle name is Leo, so it's Richard L. Richman, because there's other Richard Richmans. But
okay, Richard L. Richman. Yes, but your website is unique. This is the good thing about digital marketing, that we have unique URLs. So when they go to your website, it doesn't matter how many Richard Richman are out there, it's only you, okay? So thank you again. You're a wonderful person and a wonderful doctor, and people on this group, please pay attention to what you listen to today, because these are the things that change our life and our minds and our bodies. So follow the wisdom and stay tuned for some more videos coming from our wonderful doctors.
And please bring your friends and family and everybody you can possibly, because this information needs to get out there. We need to save our children from committing suicide.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So thank you, doctor. There isn't a bigger and more important mission than this. So we invite everybody to invite people to this group, okay? Thank you. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.